and welcome. How are you, students? My name is Kamini, and today we're going to do the session on writing, and it's a very important session. In this session, we're going to learn many topics, and some of these topics have written summary writing, précis writing, paraphrase writing, poetry writing, email writing. So this is what we are going to learn. Very small topics, but very important topics. How to write a summary. Okay, you must have heard summary, but how to write it down? Read the essay a second time. First read the essay once, then read the essay the second time. Put it away before you begin to write. Include the essay or article title and the author's name in the first or second sentence. For example, the name of the author, the name of the article, then provide the information you remember. Omit most details but include all important highlights or main points. Do not include your opinions, interpretations or evaluations. The summary should be a thorough, fair, if objective restatement of the original. Compare your summary with the original. Add anything obvious that you have previously omitted and make sure that you don't too closely copy anything from the original. If you have, revise your writing. So summary is, once you read a paragraph, it can be an article, it can be anything like an article, a story or an essay. Summarize it. Okay, for example, make it, if the article is 20 lines, your summary will be shorter than your article. Okay, it will be a small main points about the article, the main theme of the article with the title, the author's name, and most of the details, the main points, and finally don't copy it closely. Like for example, don't make a summary which is exactly like the original. You just have to write down the main points. Okay, so I'll be showing you, if I have a example for you, like a summary, a small summary. The first part is the original passage, the second part is the summary. Okay, you can see the length of the summary, it's always going to be less than the original one. 4 lines, and here how many lines? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 lines. They have shortened the passage into a summary. Okay, so this is one of the examples that I could find for you. Okay, now the next part is précis writing. What is the précis writing? Shortening of text in one's own words is known as a précis writing. Even in précis writing, you have to shorten the text in your own words. Okay, should be written in reported speech. Okay, reduce of the length of the passage by 1/3. It has to be short. Okay, correct information, accurate and concise information, clarity, completeness, short with appropriate title, conciseness. Okay, this is called as a précis writing. So in exam, if they give you write a précis, this is what you should remember in mind. Paraphrasing is something, again, you have to write in your own words. It is combined with quotation. Summarizing involves picking out the most important ideas and paraphrasing them along with an occasional quotation. Quotation marks are not used in paraphrase, but the source must be credited for paraphrases. Okay, the main the left hand side is the main paragraph and the right hand side is the paraphrase. Okay, no quotations, nothing. You have to use, write it in your own words, use many words from the original paragraph and write it in your own words. Okay, Now the length can be same, both the original and the paraphrase, the length can be same. Like in summary you saw it was less, it was a short summary. Even in Prezi writing it's a shortened version, but in paraphrase the length can be same. Okay, but no inverted commas, nothing. Okay, the next topic is poem. What is a poem? A poem is a verbal composition created in verse rather than prose. Prose is ordinary writing that relies on sentences and paragraphs. Verse is writing what that happens in lines or stanzas. It is not confined to paragraphs. Poem or kavita we say, it is a poem which is written in verse rather than prose. I'll show you. This is a small poem. Okay, the length of the poem depends on how many paragraphs you want to write. But this is a small poem about happiness. Okay, you have to give the heading, you have to write the poem, and in the end the name of the poet is also written towards the end. Okay, mostly towards the right hand side you have to write. This is how you can write, and there are many poems. You can read poems. In different books, poems are given. Famous poems are there. You can also make your own poems, and you must have read many poems in your life, in your school days, or you might have learned earlier also. This is how you will write poems. Now poetry unit. Poem, this is also, what is a poem? It's a piece of writing that is written in lines and often uses figurative language and often has a rhythm and sometimes rhythm. So nursery rhymes or poems which we have read in our in our college days, or even after that, you can also write those poems. You can write your own poem if you are poetic and you like to write poems. It's up to you. Okay, so some of the poems that we remember in school, in college, university, okay, or after that. The final topic that I'm going to discuss with you is something very recent. It's not the topic is not very it has, we started writing few years back, starting maybe 20 years back. So this is called as email writing, and email writing is done on the computer, internet, laptop. We do write emails. Okay, so this is quite recent topic which I wanted to take with students, and this is important topic also, students, because nowadays we all have to write emails, or we should know how to write an email. Okay, we are going to all use email at some point in our life. Email writing, whenever you write an email, there has to be there has to be a sender, there has to be a recipient, there has to be a topic, a subject, a salutation. Okay, the main part, which would be the introduction, what is the email about, the matter, the conclusion, like a letter writing. Okay, but not actually, like, you do not have to give the address in a email, address of the person or anything, just the problem that you're facing or the issue that you have, the matter, and the conclusion. The closing statement, that what you want, what resolution you want, that also you can write. Attachments, if you want to put any attachments like picture attachments or some kind of documents, that's up to you. And also the sender's name towards the end, the signature, the sender's name, or the contact details if you want to give. So this is how you will write your emails. I'll give you some examples of emails. You can see the email, how it is written, and you can also find in many of the sites how to write the email samples. Okay, this is a very simple email. It can be a very small email also, with the salutation and uh, the end where you can write your name. Okay, so this is a very simple example. They're discussing about staff rota. Okay, so this is something about hiring people, agency. You can see how it is written. So a small recap of what we have done in this session. We discussed about summary writing, small summaries, okay, wherein you can see summary, the second part has to be smaller and it is a gist of main points written about the main paragraph. Précis writing also, shortening of text in one's own words and taking into consideration the rules and regulations of writing a précis writing. Paraphrasing, as we have seen, quotations are not used. The length could be same as the original paragraph, but you also have to write in your own sentence like this. Okay, and finally last two topics, poems are with your heading with the poem, and finally the poet's name, or the person who has written the poem, his or her name. Okay, you can write as many poems, and whichever topic, in any topic that you want, you can write a poem. Email writing has to be like this. Okay, with the email, the sender's name, receiver's name, date, subject, salutation, the content, and finally the person who's writing. This is how you will write your emails. So I hope you've liked a very simple and very easy session where you can understand topics which are very important in our daily life, and I hope you have understood all the topics, 5 topics we did today. Thank you so much. Bye bye.